Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cole and you are watching The Real Coley. This video is going to be a lot Q&A. I asked you guys to send in a few questions on my Instagram and YouTube. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do that right now. Just to stay well connected, see what I'm doing. You know, I do have my tea. I'm a little cute teapot. And yeah, I'm just gonna be taking down my lock bob while I answer some of your questions. Let me show y'all how cute this lock bob was. Like, it was really giving what it was supposed to give. And this was such a just trial and error type of style. So I'm gonna have my mirror right here just so I can see what I'm doing. And I got some scissors to cut the rubber bands. I'm just gonna do a random selection, so I'm gonna close my eyes. Y'all hear it clicking? Okay. How long have you had your locks? I started my locks, when was it? June 18th, 2020. I'm coming up to my second year very, very soon. Should I wait at least 6 months to dye my baby locks, or should I wait until they mature? Honestly, I've seen people dye their locks at different stages of their lock journey. It's really up to you. But me personally, if I were to dye my locks, I would say to dye your locks before you even get your starter locks. Dye your hair and then do your starter locks. But if you didn't, I would suggest waiting until, I would say wait 6 months. Ooh, look at that. It's giving curly. What would you not recommend with locks? What I don't recommend is overly washing your locks. I don't recommend heavy products, like heavy, thick creams or gels, waxes, like stuff like that, because that can cause buildup. What else don't I recommend? I don't recommend styling your locks often. Oh my gosh. I don't recommend over dyeing or over processing your hair. Oh my god, it's so good. Whoa. Favorite lock style? Ooh, I don't know. Honestly, okay, so the lock bob was very much a look. I felt so chic. Okay, so maybe the bob. I think the bob is probably my favorite style. Or just having my hair straight down. Like, I don't really do too much with my hair. I do like swoop ponytails because it reminds me of when I used to do my little swoop bang when I had my loose natural hair, and that was like my go-to, just very sleek, clean look. Ooh, I just felt so classy. It does hurt a little bit because I'm very tender-headed now that I have locks. I was never tender-headed before, but now, child, very much so. Lessons to anybody with baby locks. Some lessons. Again, I would just say allow your locks to do what it does and don't over manipulate your locks. Just keep your routine very simple. Keep your locks hydrated. Oh my gosh, I used to hydrate my hair literally every day until they got a little bit mature, and then I'm like, okay, you can go like maybe every 2 days. And don't compare your locks to anyone else's, because honestly, truly, your locks are not gonna look like everyone else's, because everybody has different hair texture, different density. And I get so many people who say, oh my god, we have the same hair texture, and I look at their pictures and we have not, like, nothing similar. Like, my hair is not 3B, 3C. My hair was very much 4A, 4B. and it was very curly and very like thick. What products not to use on locks and tips on good and bad loctician. Okay, I would not suggest using a wax. The first time I had ever got a retwist, I went to a loctician. Not to bash her or anything or whatever, but I was doing my own research before I even decided to go to her. So I kind of knew like what to do, what not to do. And I'm also a hairstylist, so I'm very like, I don't know. I'm very aware of the things that just aren't good for hair. And I noticed that she was using a wax on my locks, and I was like, no, my locks, they're ruined. But she used the wax, and I knew I didn't want buildup. So I let it, you know, rock out, whatever. I was like, okay, this is just the first time. I'll just really wash my hair once it's time to, you know, wash again and blah, blah, blah. And beware of stylists who retwist too tight. Your head should not be hurting after a retwist. And honestly, styling wise too, it should not be super tight. I see all these videos and people's head and their scalp literally looks raised, and it's like, yo, that's not healthy. Like you're literally damaging your hair. Honestly, I would just say do your research, try it out, you know, go to a loctician if you see that their work is good. And if you aren't comfortable with the experience after that first initial appointment, then don't go back. Because after I let somebody retwist my hair my first month of having my locks, I never went back to her, and I just learned how to retwist and self-maintain my locks. It is easier for me because I am a hairstylist and I've been doing my hair for years, so I know how to work around my head. I'm very comfortable with doing my own hair, but if you aren't, find somebody who is, go to them, see if you like them. If you don't, try somebody else. But also beware of energy. That's another reason why I always did my own hair. I did not want any and everybody in my hair. I get dandruff bad. What can I do for moisture and growth? Figure out a routine. That's the only thing I can really tell you. You need to figure out a routine of when you need to moisturize your hair and stick to it. Well, when I first started, I was using rose water and my oil mixture. Ever since I started my locks, I've been using the same 3 products. Rose water, I used to spray my hair every single day with rose water. My hair oil, which you can find in the description box below, and I always leave a coupon code for my YouTube watchers, so make sure to check that out. I use aloe vera gel when I retwist. I don't use any wax. Those are literally the 3 things I use on my hair. I don't use nothing else. So yeah, I use those 3 products, and if you need help with dandruff, itchy scalp and stuff like that, that's what my oil is really used for. It also is used to help with length retention, sealing in moisture. How often do I retwist my hair? Between 5 weeks to 8 weeks. I more so like to lean more towards the 8 weeks just because, sorry. I like to lean more towards 8 weeks because I believe in the health of the hair. I do not want a fresh retwist every month. How many locks do I have? I currently have 69 locks. When I started, I believe I had either 72 or 74 locks. What didn't I like about my hair when I first started my locks? I started my locks so many times over, and I also have a video on that. I did like an initial lock Q&A when I was like maybe about 7 or 8 months into my lock journey. So check that out. My locks were short and I was very insecure about it being like super shrunken, and I also I couldn't do styles, and I was so used to my hair being in a big fro. Like I loved my curly fro, y'all. Oh my God. But I just kept thinking about all the other styles or what people were thinking. Like, are they thinking, oh, she needs to do her hair or blah, blah, blah. So I was in my head about it. but I'm so glad I stuck with it. Oh my God, because I was so ready to comb out my locks plenty of times, you guys. What do you suggest for maintenance? Wait, what do you suggest for maintenance for people with curly hair? What do you mean? This is a lot Q&A. But maybe the curly ends, maybe that's what y'all talking about? When I started my locks, I had a lot more curly ends. But I don't know if you guys can see like my little curly ends. So sometimes I do have to, you know, moisturize the ends a little bit more just because, you know, it's my loose hair, it's not locked. Next question. How do I avoid thinning with having starter locks? As I mentioned before, do not over retwist. What do you use to wrap your hair at night? Y'all, I literally put a bonnet on. That's all I do. How long did it take for you to start seeing budding? I did the instant lock method and I noticed my locks starting to form and getting like more solid and dense around, I would say around 4, maybe 3 to 4 months. Can you fit beads on your locks? If so, do you ever wear them? Yes, I have beads in like a few of my pictures on Instagram, and I also have a method to add shells and everything. Some of my locks are a little bit too thick. Like it's kind of hard to fit beads on my locks, not even gonna lie. How do you keep lint away from your locks? Because mine love lint. I do lock brushing, so I take a bristle brush. Let me go get it for you guys. I don't really get a lot of lint. I would say maybe at the ends, like where my looser natural hair is, I do tend to get a lot more lint there. But what I do, I do lock brushing. So I'll go like this and I'll just brush my locks and make sure like I'm getting all the lint out. And if I do see any lint, I pick it out. But normally I don't have a problem with lint because anytime I'm laying down, I'm wearing a bonnet. And majority of the time, if I am laying down without a bonnet, I'm laying on my silk pillowcases. I don't have cotton pillowcases. I don't lay on cotton pillowcases. So yeah, what method did I start? Did I start my locks with? I use the instant lock method, which is not lock extensions. A lot of people get confused with this. Lock extensions are literally extensions. It sounds like what it is. Instant locks is using a crochet tool and literally just like matting up your own hair. Like it'll form the look of a lock in a day, but they do not feel like locks. And when I tell y'all, it was my first time ever doing instant locks, it was not perfect. Y'all, my instant locks were a mess. It was so bad. I could do it on somebody else, but doing it on myself was so hard. They were extremely frizzy because I didn't know what I was doing. Did I gain self-confidence, self-love? Did my locks help on a spiritual level? It definitely helped give me confidence, no cap. When I first started my locks, I just felt, I was very insecure. I was very like, oh my God, like, I don't feel beautiful anymore. I don't feel feminine. I just feel a mess. Like, it was so bad. It was so many times I would tell my sister, like, girl, I'm ready to comb this shit out. I feel like my locks made me embrace my natural beauty a lot more. I feel very much in tune with myself. Where do I get my shells from? So I get my cowrie shells from the beauty supply store. Everybody asks me that and I'm like, y'all don't be finding them in the beauty supply? I'm pretty sure you can get them from Amazon, but there are a few Black owned businesses that I know of. I don't freaking remember their ad name right now. Oh my gosh. But there are some Black owned lock jewelry companies that are amazing, and I am definitely looking to purchase from them because what? Lock jewelry that actually fits on my hair? Along with my hair oil, what are my other favorite products? So my hair oil, rose water, and aloe. Those are my favorite products because that's all I use. Literally, that's all I use. It's so funny because I used to be such a product junkie. I would literally have, you know, them clear storage bins that you can find at Walmart, like the 3 stack joints. Yo, I would have so much hair products, hair tools. It was ridiculous. What made me decide to lock my hair? I was overdoing my hair. I felt like I tried every style that I could possibly want to try. And also, like, I'm a hairstylist, so the time to do my hair and my clients' hair, it was just not adding up. I was also tired of feeling like a portion of my life was being overly consumed with doing my hair. And when I tell you, to my loose natural people who are watching, who are considering locks, when I tell you, you literally are spending hours and hours styling your hair. Those are hours that can go into something else. You are putting chemicals into your hair because you want to do a specific style, or you know, you're just using a bunch of different things in your hair. And I know a lot of products in the stores, they're not healthy. They're not good for the scalp. They're not good for your hair. So just spending all that time into my looks, into, you know, just being overly consumed by it was just something that I didn't want to be a part of my life anymore. I literally do not have to wake up a whole hour earlier than when I need to wake up just because I need to make sure my hair is gonna come out right. Can you overwash your hair? And if so, what happens when you do? So if you are overwashing your hair, you're drying out your scalp. You're not allowing your scalp to produce the sebum, the natural oils that are used to hydrate the scalp and the rest of your hair. How long did it take for your locks to mature and get past the budding stage? So I would say around month. Well, since, you know, I started with instant locks, so it's a little bit different than starting with 2-strand twists. So my phases kind of went quicker than most people. I would say my locks felt a lot thicker and more dense around maybe 7 months. 7 to 10 months, somewhere in between there is when I remember my locks being like, oh snap, it's thick. Like I couldn't squeeze it to where it was like smushy or anything. Like it literally was feeling super dense. They say not to retwist your locks daily, but I like the fresh look. I see celebrities do it 24/7. Honey. And you see them celebrity locks, their locks be looking a hot ass mess. No cap. Their locks be looking thin. They don't look healthy. Like, I don't think I've seen any celebrity, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen any celebrities locks that I like because they all look unhealthy. If you do decide to retwist all the time and stuff like that, I would suggest not retwisting all of your hair. Maybe retwist like 2 rows back, like the perimeter of your hair if you want a fresh look, to put it up in like a bun or a ponytail or whatever you're trying to do. But retwisting all the time, honey, your locks are eventually gonna thin out. Do you think you'll cut your locks? What's your favorite thing about locks? So I don't ever want to cut my locks. Hold on, I'm gonna let this thing pass. I do not want to cut my locks at all. I really enjoy the convenience of it. I enjoy the type of people I attract with my locks. I enjoy the lock community itself. I want my locks to grow down my back to my ankles if possible. If anything, I'll trim it, but I really want it to go past my ass. Yeah. If you guys watch my vlog where I I captioned it, I combed out my locks for a music video, child, I would never. But yeah, so once I got that wig and I was styling it and I was trying to manipulate it to resemble my hair, and I was just like, oh my God, this is why I can't do the loose natural hair anymore, because it's so time consuming. Did I start my locks myself? Yes, I started my locks myself. I'm a hairstylist and I also do other people's hair. Check out my hair page right there. And yeah, I start locks, I do instant locks, I do protective styles like faux locks, Marley twists, passion twists, all of that. So check out my page. Any tips for frizzy locks? Locks are frizzy. They're supposed to be frizzy. My locks are always frizzy. I feel like the more they mature, maybe the less frizzy like the actual lock is. But like, I feel like locks are just meant to be frizzy. They're just meant to be free, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really have any tips aside from maybe when you retwist, try the locksmithing technique. YouTube it. I don't know how to do that particularly, so I just end up wrapping any loose hairs around. But the locksmithing technique is used to smooth the lock a lot more. That might help you. Any thinning situations? How did you deal with it when and if I did experience thinning? Okay, so I wouldn't necessarily say I experienced thinning, but I made parts in the front of my head a little bit too small, and I caught them fast because I'm like, ooh, once this starts to mature, it's gonna be heavier, it's gonna hurt my hair. And I combined a few of them, so a few of the parts are like a little bit bigger because I don't want thinning problems. Thoughts on permanent lock extensions? Honestly, to each his own, you know what I'm saying? If you're the type of person who just doesn't want their hair to appear at a shorter length, or you just don't feel comfortable with your hair being in a shrunken state, go ahead, go for it. But you know, I say experience the journey. Like, get through that. Get through that moment of you feeling like, oh my God, I feel like crap. I don't feel cute. I don't feel confident. Because once you actually get to the stage where you're like, wow, look how far I've come, it's gonna be so much more worth it. I say do whatever you want. Like, don't allow people to say, oh yeah, you're cheating, or oh, you're this, you're that, just because you got lock extensions. Do whatever the hell you want. Who gives a shit what people's gotta say? Is there anything you would have done differently when starting your journey? I wish I would have made some of these parts in the front bigger. Maybe in another lifetime, I'll start my locks with 2-strand twists, because I really love seeing the progression of how twists turn to locks. But I don't have that. Like, I don't have those pictures. I don't have anything to go off of that shows like the true maturation, I don't know, of my locks. Was there a specific reason you chose square parts? I just really like clean square parts. That's just a preference thing. Pics before locks, and would you ever dye your locks? So I actually made a post on Instagram showing you all my hair before I had locked and my hair like through my lock process. So would I ever dye my locks? Honestly, truly, when I was a loose natural, I wanted to dye my hair so much and so bad, like, but I never knew what color would look best on me. And it was a time like in high school, I had bleached my ends with my friend, one of my teammates, track teammates. He bleached my ends, and child, my ends were so just damaged, like they were breaking off. So I just ended up cutting the damaged parts off. And honestly, I feel like black hair on me is just, it just fits me a lot better. And it just, I don't know, it just looks better on my skin tone. And whenever I would try different like wigs on and stuff, like I would love the hair color, but I'm thinking like long term, I don't know, like, would blonde match with everything that I like to wear? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking like that. But eventually I do want to do like maybe 1 or 2 green locks. I love green. So I'll probably do like 1 or 2 green locks. One of these, I don't even know when I would do that, but maybe. That's just a maybe thing. Okay, do you think you would have benefited from going to a loctician? Yes and no. Because I know my hair. I'm very comfortable with my hair. I'm very knowledgeable with my hair and what my hair likes and how I like my hair parted, the thin parts of my hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm very comfortable working around my hair. So yes and no, because I feel like maybe a loctician would have known to make these parts in the front a lot thicker or bigger. But other than that, aside from the parting, probably not. I'm glad I didn't go to a loctician because I feel very connected to my locks. Like, I'm like, wow, I did this. Like, what? Which size did you choose for your starter locks? Do you wish you went bigger? I chose like a medium-ish size because I didn't want my locks to be too slim because I was like, you know, that's a lot of locks to have to maintain, and I knew I wanted to self-maintain once I like learned the technique. So I was like, I want something that is manageable. I don't want anything that's just like too much. Like, that's why I restarted my locks so many times, and y'all can check out the story behind that in my other lock Q&A that I'll link up there. I don't wish I went bigger at all. I love my medium locks. I feel like if I would have went a little bit chunkier, I would be limited to, my styles would be a lot more limited. Do some styles make you feel anxious, nervous if they're too tight? Honestly, truly, my styles are never tight. I literally don't ever do tight styles on my hair because I don't want to thin out my locks. I don't like breakage. So I'm very gentle as far as like the amount of tension that I put on my hair. My retwists do not hurt. My 2-strand twists do not hurt. Yeah, no style really hurts. The only style that does like cause me to have headaches or like some type of pain is just wearing ponytail styles for an extended period of time. This is so freaking cute. Oh my God. It's like the curliness for me. How often do I wash and how often do I retwist? So I already answered the retwist part, but I'll answer it again. So I wash my hair every 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. And in between washes, sometimes I just wash and I do not retwist. I just moisturize and I let my hair be. But I retwist every 6 to 8 months. Whoa, 6 to 8 months. Hold on. 6 to 8 weeks, okay? What products did you start your locks with? So when I first started my locks, I literally bought, I forgot the name of it. Oh my gosh. It's like the one that everybody be using once they start their locks. What is it called? Oh my God. I think it's Jamaican Mango and Lime Twist Gel or something like that. I don't remember the like brand name, but I used that and I was just like, I don't really want to use anything with like any chemicals. I just want it to be natural. I don't want my hair to, like my locks to start off holding in those chemicals. Like, I don't know. I just wanted a fresh start, healthy scalp, healthy hair. I used it maybe like once or twice. After that, I was like, nah, aloe. Is it okay to wash your locks 1 or 2 times a month? I would just say once a month. You don't want to do twice. You're doing too much. So I'm bald-headed. Okay. I'm bald-headed, but I just wanted to learn. I wanted to learn how to do locks or at least retwist. Any tips on how to get started? Do you just find someone to trust you to be the first head you practice on? Also, how much should you charge starting off? Well, with me, I like to practice on myself because I feel like if I could do it on myself, I know I can do it. All right, so my camera cut off on me. I like to start practicing on myself. I mean, you said you're bald-headed, so I would suggest maybe finding a friend, or even doing like, put up a post and say like looking for lock model. I would just say practice on somebody who has locks, and maybe somebody like a friend or something, and start there. Price according to how long it takes you to retwist, how much you want to make an hour from doing it, how much is it to buy the products, are you washing hair? Like, you have to take all those things into consideration. But I would say a good starting price, especially if you're learning how to retwist, I would say maybe $60, $65. So yeah, there's a question that says, can you please let us know how to keep loose curls and still have locks? So if you're starting with 2-strand twists, I would just recommend every few days, just brush through your locks, comb through your locks. Make sure you're manipulating the ends so that you're combing them out so they're not matting. If you're starting with instant locks, make sure that your loctician knows that you want the curly ends out so that they don't crochet through that hair. But then it'll be up to you to constantly comb them and make sure that they are not getting matted with the rest of your hair, because a lot of my locks that did have curly ends ended up getting matted into the rest of the lock, which honestly, I don't mind. And you can always try to comb them back out. So all you need to do is just take some water, oil, whatever, take a rat tail comb, just start combing them, and then moisturize it, and then you'll have curly locks. So my lock bob is out, and my hair is so cute and curly. I love it. Let me show you guys. So here's my locks. I love it. That is the end of my lock Q&A. I got to every single question. Some were like repeat questions. So yeah, but those were all the questions that you all had for me. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I might make a part 2 or part 3, because damn, this is 3 times. Well, this will be the 2nd time. So make sure to check out my first lock Q&A. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate your support and your kind words. You guys are freaking awesome. And I wish you the best of luck on your lock journey. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will gladly answer or make another video. So yeah, make sure to like, comment, share with a friend, family, whatever. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
On a weekend like usual, way off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much.